Welcome back to Game On with Sabina. Today I have this amazing friend of mine, Gomez, whom I think we're gonna say we are co-hosting like today, because I don't want him to feel like I'm interviewing him, but it's more like a co-host, my co-host, and we're gonna talk about everything football, and obviously we're gonna talk about everything the World Cup. Are you excited with the World Cup coming?
Yo, I'm actually very conflicted, actually. Qatar, but anyway, we'll talk about it. But yeah, I mean, it's a World Cup, so you can't not be excited.
Yeah, because I kind of like find people in between, because a lot of people talk about how the timing of the World Cup is not good, it's what. But for me, I'm like, guys, how is it not good? Because it's holidays, it's family time, it's friends time. Me and friends, we link up and we decide, come through, bring beers, bring whatever. Let's chill.
Well, actually, yeah.
Let's just watch soccer. Imagine the vibe with your friends and everything. So I don't know, when people talk about the vibe and talking about how the World Cup, as the timing is wrong and everything, and in my mind, I'm like, this is actually a good timing. It's really a good timing for the World Cup. I'm excited of the World Cup. But before we can get into the World Cup and everything and all the teams that you guys are actually excited to watch, I want to talk about Qatar, as the host.
Yeah, no, that's a problem, hey?
Because first of all, I don't know anyone about Qatar.
Yeah.
Guys, if you know players that are from Qatar, please let me know to look into them, which teams they are playing, because I felt so bad because I don't know any player. That is from Qatar. I don't know their football. I've never watched them playing. So I think the only exciting thing that I have with Qatar is the fact that I've never watched them play. So I don't know anyone. So it's more like I want to watch the first game because I want to see how Qatar is going to perform.
Yeah.
And, we're just going to, I think everyone also wants to see that. But other than that, I think one of the things we're going to talk about Qatar, if we can get to the, to the teams and everything, is we all know that obviously Qatar is known for their reserve in petroleum and gas and everything. Yeah. I'm not sure. I did that. Did you go through and check out their stadiums?
I mean, they've got very fascinating stadiums, but even there, I'm conflicted as well. They have an amazing stadium, what they've called, basically, they've made it out of shipping containers. So if you're noticing recently, you have a lot of estates around here in South Africa, in Joburg particularly, they make their flats out of shipping containers, and it's really cool. It's nice. You have 27 boxes in Melville.
Oh, yes, I've been there.
Shipping containers.
Yeah.
So they have a stadium done like that, and basically the concept is you can pack up the stadium,
What?
take it to another country, and rebuild it, and then that's what you have. So it's incredible. It's amazing. It's innovative. However, on the same note, it's very sad because Qatar used a lot of immigrant workers to build those stadiums, and a lot of people died. We're talking hundreds and thousands of people.
I think now this is the part where we say, did you know? The
Yeah.
whole chappies, did you know?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
it's
basically
a
the
tough
whole
thing.
did you know thing. That's what's
It's-
happening right
yeah.
now. And I think also one of the things that I'm actually, I don't know if you know it. Also, did you know? You see that symbol, the whole the symbol that they have for the World Cup.
Yeah.
Apparently, that whole infinity, or it's 8, stands for the 8 stadiums that they're gonna be using for the World Cup.
That's nice. Double meaning, infinity, 8. Works,
8,
makes
yeah.
sense.
So that 8 sign, which is actually really cool, it actually
Yeah.
stands for all the 8 stadiums that they're going to be using. I also checked out the whole Doha Stadium also and everything. They have amazing infrastructure. So in my brain, I'm like, why is not Chalet that you just go guy, why am I broke, guys? Because I deserve to be at Qatar and watching one of the games, especially the final games with whichever team is going to get there and just being there. So already the infrastructure is making me go crazy. I'm excited what's going to happen with the World Cup and all that. So I think we gave you the did you know about Qatar. So if you're not a football fan, at least, and you are those people who like skyscrapers, who are interested in infrastructures, who are interested in all those things, I think you can definitely check it out and check all these amazing stadiums that they're gonna be having with Qatar. So going back to football.
Yes, back to football.
Back to football. What the main thing we are here and we're gonna talk about is, and I think the nicest thing about this year's World Cup is it's more there's excitement and also there's sadness, in a sense of we have a lot of players that they're actually playing their last World Cup, and we have new players who are actually coming in, who are playing their first World Cup. So before we can get there, I was watching this. I don't know if you've seen it. There's this like these videos that the Brazilians were like literally the players were actually showing up and everything. So what happened is they were watching while they were being called who's gonna be in the team and everything and all that. So I don't know if you play football. I've never played football whatsoever, roughly. But what does it mean to be called for you to represent your squad?
Your country,
Yes.
your country, it's massive. And I think, especially like you mentioned, countries like Brazil, it's like one of the highest honors you can get as a football player. And just to see the emotion that people have once they see their name on the squad list, it's excellent, it's unbelievable. But of course, there's always a controversy of he shouldn't have gone, he should have gone, those things like that. But yeah, look, these countries always have like massive pride in playing for their people. So like it's amazing watching them do that. And your countries like, unfortunately, South Africa, we always feel like they're going there to do us a favor. You know, whenever they play for the country, we always feel
even
like,
when we were the host, I think it was favor because we were the host.
We feel like they lack that patriotism. There's the word. Patriotism.
Yes,
we feel like they have that a lot, those countries. And you see it a lot with the smaller countries. Brazil particularly, you see it with Senegal, you see it, actually all African countries. You know, you see it, they wear, you know, their heart on their sleeves for their country. So it's pretty awesome just to see that. Yeah.
I can imagine, because when I was seeing it, the reactions, I think those reactions actually one of the reasons that also got me excited to watch the World Cup, because I was like, wow, okay, you know, and people are like so reacting into this, and you're like, you better make sure that you win.
Yeah, of course.
You better make sure that you win. Especially, I'm also thinking, you know, I'm looking at the likes of Brazil and also Argentina, like I've already spoken to you about that. I'm thinking those are the two countries that I'm seeing this World Cup going into, and we're gonna talk more about why what do we think? What's that? Chances are, as Portugal people, chances are it's Ronaldo people, it's Ronaldo people and all that. And yeah, man, you know, I went through, guys, and I've asked a lot of people to tell me about their favorite teams that they think that they're gonna make it to the World Cup, or at least pass to the group stages and all that. And funny thing, one of the teams that actually came out was England. So somehow England is one of the teams that people are really rooting for. And I think for me, if I'm gonna, I would want to see England going through.
Yeah.
And my reason is because there's like, I think maybe I'm biased because of certain players thing.
Yeah, you see, that's a problem.
That's always the problem.
You
sometimes
need to be objective for the people.
I guys, sometimes about the players, about your favorite player. So how many people right now have decided to become Portugal fans because of who? Cristiano Ronaldo. Not because people think it's very
players like
objective.
Bernardo Silva.
Oh yes,
you know,
Ruben Diaz. They have very
exactly.
good players and all that. So speaking about England, do you think England, you know, stand a chance of making it? And remembering the fact that last time England won the World Cup was like in 1966, and they have like 15 appearances with the FIFA World Cup, and like man, and
they're not going anywhere. They're definitely not going anywhere. I feel like Southgate is the first problem. Their manager, I don't think he's made the right decisions choice-wise. He's got Maguire in there. Maguire hasn't played a game since I don't know when. He's got Calvin Phillips, who's basically hasn't played a single match, you know, for Man City. So I think he's got a lot of players in the squad who aren't match fit. As much as you can train all you like, but if you haven't played 90 minutes consistently, you're not match fit.
And
you know. So,
yeah, but what do you think about these youngsters coming in? Especially, I think with England, they have like almost 30 new players coming in for the squad and all that. And also with the fact that a lot of people are gonna be looking into Harry Kane, I think, to carry the squad and everything.
Yeah.
But we know for football is not an individual thing. So if you look at it, the likes of Jude Bellingham, Foden, and you know, they actually new kid who want to actually show up for their countries, who have actually we've seen so far. They've played for their respective teams, and we've seen them actually doing so well. So what do you think about them coming through?
England actually has a proper team.
They do have
I
a
think
proper
execution
team.
would be the problem. They have a proper team. Kane, like as you mentioned, one of the best number 9s in the world right now. I'm an Arsenal fan. I hate to say it, but Kane is top class. Incredible finisher, but not just a finisher. He brings everybody else into play as well. And you have people running the midfield like Bellingham.
Exactly.
You have Bukayo Saka coming through as well.
The attack and everything.
So everything is coming along all right. Foden, Unbelievable player.
He's got
Unbelievable.
pace, he's able to dribble, and
He's
also like you said,
incredible.
he's really incredible. I think one of the things that I last spoke about Foden was with him, looking at him, the only thing he needed was just goals. But
Yeah.
him as a player, he's really showed he's been very consistent and all that. So I think if you look at him, he's one player that I feel like, he's gonna get City, also Jude Bellingham, his ability to just like being able to move, to dribble through that. So he's one of like right now the youngest but attacking midfielder.
No, of course, definitely. I think Foden brings something that England is lacking. Generally, England haven't had the sort of creative player that you see in about David Silva, Iniesta.
Yes.
Generally, they have like strong midfielders like Lampard, Gerrard. They'll get the work done. But like in the final third, you're looking for someone to create the last pass. Do something special. And I think what you have in Foden is what they've been lacking so far. Then you still have your midfield stronghold, your Henderson, your Bellingham, But of course, Bellingham is a bit more technical than Henderson, in my opinion. So I think, England, they stand a chance, but I don't see them going further than the knockout
Yeah, but
stage.
I'm also worried about their defense because I'm looking at also with the likes of Kyle Walker and everything. Remember, he's just coming from injury, and
Yes,
since he
of
made
course.
that, he's never played for City since then. So I'm not sure how fit he is. And also, man, Mason Mount, he's been very underperforming.
Shoo. Yeah, that's a
So
scary
now,
one.
because
That's
now
a
I
scary
understand
one.
when you're saying that with how the squad pick itself is very questionable because we have a lot of players who have not been playing. So I think also we should not underestimate the fact that football is a very mental. Anything could change, and anything could change. And with the last. UEFA, with the last World Cup they played, they actually came fourth. So there's a possibility. This is football.
Yeah, no, of course. You know what? Football is a beautiful game.
Yeah,
You never know. You can
but
never
apparently they told the pilot to pack, to not leave because they're
Yeah,
gonna be
they'll be
going
back
back very
soon.
soon. I was like, oh my word,
soon.
hell no. And then we go to one of my favorites, and I think like I've said, I've always been biased. Also, I think sometimes I go for these teams because I'm very biased with the teams and with the players and everything. Spain. What do you
Spain.
think of Spain?
I think Spain is going to be fielding its weakest team in a very long time because they bring a lot of potential players and not a star-studded squad. If you look back at the last World Cup in South Africa, you had Torres, you had David Villa, you had Xavi, you had Iniesta. But now, who do you have? You have Pedri, you have
And
Gavi.
Remember Gavi and Petri? They're like a replica of Iniesta and Xavi.
Nowhere near it. They're very far
They're still
off.
very far,
they're
but I
nowhere
think
close.
right now as the coach is looking into trying to build that link between them, that to get that replica between them and everything. And I think that's what they're looking into. And bringing the likes of Johnny Alba, the experience.
But that's at the back.
Yeah, then I'm just saying bringing also the experience of the World Cup and everything. Because if you look at also Spain, they've actually also brought up these young players, Petri and Sufati and all that. So I think, do they stand a chance?
I don't think so. I think that right now their squad is too young, too inexperienced. They don't have a goal scorer, out and out goal scorer. I mean, they have Ferran Torres,
which he hasn't
They
also
been
done much
playing.
for
They have
Bayern.
Ansu Fati. Ansu Fati has been injured for so many times, and I mean, he had a good opening season back then, but I feel like the number 10 shirt in Barcelona is really pulling him down. It's heavy.
It is.
It's heavy.
Why would
and
you
it's
even
killing
wear
him.
it? Why would you
Right?
wanna
They
wear
should have
it?
just retired the number.
They
You know?
just retired the number. I think there's some
move on.
numbers you must just leave them
Exactly.
alone and all that.
You see, so
we're
it's
definitely
hard
not seeing
for
Spain.
No, not at all, not at all.
But
I mean, their striker is Morata.
But with the last game, with the last international games that they played, I think it was the UEFA National League and
Yeah,
everything.
the Nations
They've actually
League,
made it to the finals. Okay, obviously France, at the last minute they had to do the things, but at the end of the day, but I see them because of having the understanding. When you look at them, their experience when it comes to playing the FIFA World Cup, and we've seen them how good they've been. They actually do stand a chance.
Yeah, no, look, their coach is a proper coach, so we'll see. We'll see what happens, because at the end of the day, tactically, you can make it work.
Yes, you can make it work, especially. But right now, I think if I look at their group stages, the only team that they might actually have to show themselves they are much capable would be Germany, because would be Germany and all that.
100%.
Yeah, man. And what do you think about Brazil?
I think Brazil is the favorites this time
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
They're the favorites going in. But
And in paper too, the squad,
the squad is
the
okay.
players. No, it's not okay. It's actually. What do you mean it's okay,
It's
guys?
okay.
Listen to
It's
Gomez.
okay.
No, Gomez. How can
okay.
this It's gonna be okay.
It's okay. The only great squad there is out there is France, if we're being honest. But they're too star-studded. They have too many stars, so they'll suffer. But that's the only incredible squad that's out there for me right now. Otherwise, everybody is a mixture of development. They have a lot of young players and a few experienced players, you know?
What do you think about Neymar calling this one his last international games, his last World Cup? Because for me, I'm like, you're still young to retire. Even after 4 years, he can still actually play and everything. Yes, we've seen that Neymar has not been the Neymar from Barcelona since he moved to PSG. And I think the pressure of wanting to get the Champions League and also wanting to get the World Cup has actually been too much for him and everything. But for him to say this is his last World Cup, guys, I was like, why? You know?
But Neymar's what, 31 now?
Yeah, and he can still be like 34 in like 4 years to come.
But you see, my thing is with age is the position that Neymar plays. It's a very difficult position to play as an older person. You know, you have people like Perisic who are wingers, well, wing backs, but they have the stamina, they have the body, they have the fitness. But for Neymar, I feel like the way he plays, he wouldn't be able to do that at 35.
Okay,
you know?
Fair enough.
So it'll be a tough one, you know. Yeah. It's easier to be 38, 39 at Thiago Silva as a centre back. It's easier, but as a left winger, you need to be quick.
Yes,
you need to be dribbling in and out. You know, you're turning your opposition in, out, left, right. You understand? So it's a skill that you have, yes, but at a certain age, that stops.
It does stop.
You know?
What do you think about the likes of Vinicius Jr.?
Vinicius Jr. is a revelation. You know,
Anthony's been doing so well for United.
And it's so sad because a lot of players in the Premier League are doing well, but because Haaland is doing incredibly well,
it's overshadowing. So when the squad was named, especially the Brazil squad and everything, everyone went hoo-ha on Robert Firmino. What is your thoughts for you? Because for me, I kind of felt like looking at the squad, I'm like, okay, this is a squad that is capable, even if Robert Firmino is not called or not. So what are your thoughts about him? Because yes, we can say he's been doing so well. He's fit, and we are actually seeing the difference that he brings in Liverpool. But now the question is, do you think we should make it a big deal, him not making it into the Brazil squad?
That's a tough one. You know, the thing about Roberto Firmino is this season he hasn't been playing. You know, Luis Diaz took over. You know, last season as well, he lost his place in the squad. You know, it was Mane, Firmino, Diaz. You know, it was Mane, Salah, Diaz. Sorry, Firmino would come on off the bench. I think he's redeemed himself a bit more this season, but I don't think he's done enough to make it into the squad, unfortunately. Why people are so outraged, I believe, is because Firmino is a lovable player. Everyone loves Firmino.
Yes.
Like, you don't have to be a Liverpool fan to like Firmino. You understand? So when a favorite player is not there, then everyone goes, but he's not there. You know. So I think that's why. I think that's the coach's thinking. He hasn't been playing enough. You understand? And obviously that affects his playing ability in the country as well, for the country as well. So. Yeah, I think that was the right decision. You know, It's sad. I'm sad. I don't hate Firmino. Firmino is great, but I just feel like he hasn't played enough for Liverpool to deserve a spot.
I guess I think like we said from the beginning, sometimes you become so biased because of certain players that we look. We've seen Brazil has been playing a very good, Brazil plays a very good attacking football and all that. But my problem with Brazil is always one thing, it's their back line. Because when you look at it, there's no one that right now I can say who's actually capable, who has that pace, especially if you're gonna
behind,
be if you Danny Alves, he has experience.
That one is a controversial. I don't even know what Danny Alves is doing there.
I think he's bringing experience. He's bringing experience, especially in the right back. I think he's bringing experience for me. But for me right now, if you look at it, when I look at the squad, and I'm like, there's no one, when I'm looking, especially in the back line, who has like the pace, especially if they're going to get to a point where they need to, they're going to be so vulnerable when it comes to counter-attack and everything. 100%. And you look at the only chance that you can actually score against Brazil, especially a team like that who've won it 5 times. They're like the highest country that who have won it more than anyone. So if they're gonna win it, and like people's favorites right now will be the 6 times, and I think that's where they are right now, is having to win it. But I think for Brazil, like you said, in paper, it looks like a team to
Yeah,
win.
100%. And I think Neymar's gonna come into this tournament. I think he's gonna shine. I think Neymar's been doing really well at PSG right now as well.
As
you
compared
know?
to last season.
Yeah,
as compared,
definitely.
especially compared to
I
last
think
season.
Messi has changed his life. There by
But
PSG.
I think also he's also Messi this season is
yeah, he's
also
coming
changed.
back.
He's
Yeah,
coming back. So
Yeah,
there's
so
a lot
that's
of
good.
things. While his rival is going through a lot.
Yeah, I know Shempoa Ronaldo, man. I think he's hit the football midlife crisis.
Oh,
You know,
yes,
you
yes. I
you
think
realize that you're at the end of your rope and you just don't know how to let go.
how to handle
Yeah,
it.
now
and
it's
just-
like, yo, you don't need me in the squad anymore. How dare you?
How dare
Do you know me?
How
I'm
dare
Ronaldo.
you? And
So it's
and
coming out
you know,
in
coming back to Portugal also, I think like that's one of your favorite team to actually win it and
Yeah.
all that. But looking at thing as a lot of people were like thinking about, I don't know if you've seen the video that Ronaldo served up right now, and people think the timing's wrong about the video about him speaking against Manchester United and
Yeah.
everything and all that. And I'm speaking about there's one thing that I love about Ronaldo. He's one player whom is, how can I put this? He's one player who's very smart about one thing for sure. So I don't think him playing less game time in Manchester United is gonna affect him when it comes to Portugal. And especially right now, like you're saying, he's going through football crisis and he wants to prove himself of saying, I'm still the best, I'm still capable, and I'm still needed in the squad. So I think for me, Ronaldo will still be one of the not toppest scorer in, because right now I don't see anyone with capability of scoring that much in Portugal.
Yeah.
But we have good players like you said, Bernardo Silva, who's able to move, who's very quick, and who's able to dribble and all that. But do you think they have a very good squad to win?
I think for me, why I'm going with Portugal, I believe, first of all, Ronaldo, of course. I think he's going to have...
I
think
agree that
it's
you are biased too.
No, I'm not biased. I'm very objective. Ronaldo, obviously, is the leader of that group. He brings a certain aura in the change room. He's gonna push, and even like if you look at the last Euros that they won, right? You saw Ronaldo was injured. He was on the sideline. He was basically the coach himself. So I think
He was angry.
like he was pushing the players from the sideline. I believe even
Yes,
the
yes,
coach was on the
yes,
side,
yes,
just
yes.
watching, like, oh, okay, you do my job, understand? So I think that will do a lot. But also, like Portugal, it's unfortunate Diego Jota is not going
Oh,
he's
yes, because of the
unbelievable.
injury.
Yes, he was excellent, excellent. But you have Bernardo Silva, you have Bruno Fernandes, who's coming into it as well now, and you have things like Rafael Leao.
But for me, when we speak about Bruno, I don't know. If you look at him playing in Manchester United, I think even last season Bruno was not standard as he should have been. So I don't know here what is he bringing. If you look at it, looking at the coach side, what do you think Bruno could bring to the Portugal squad?
No, I feel like in football we have like this term called form is temporary, but
Oh,
class is permanent. Yeah, it's permanent. You
yes,
understand? And I feel like Bruno has the class. I feel like whatever's happening to Bruno now is what was happening to Pogba. The entire team of Man United was suffering, but then they single out an individual, understand? So as a result, it looks like players are not playing well. But you'll see example with Pogba as well. At United, he was blamed. It looked like he wasn't playing. But the moment he went to France, he went, controlled the midfield, won the World Cup. So I think it's like a new leaf for everyone now.
That's why it goes back to your mental state
Exactly.
and everything and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Portugal.
I think Portugal will win it. I think they're a dark horse. My teams is Portugal and Belgium.
I'm Brazil and Argentina.
No, Argentina's not going anywhere.
It's gonna go somewhere. It's gonna sell. But let's get to Belgium.
Yes, Belgium. The dark horses.
The dark horses too.
It's so sad, with Belgium.
What's sad about it?
Because Belgium, they had the amazing squad. They had a golden generation. Company, De Bruyne, Axel Witsel. They had Eden Hazard at his prime. Everyone was like, wow, this Belgium team is amazing. And that was 8 years ago. And now all of a sudden we're in this World Cup and De Bruyne is 32.
Yeah.
Understand? Lukaku is coming to his end.
Yeah.
Eden Hazard is injury prone. Company's gone. So
coming to Eden Hazard, he used to be he's still one of my favorite players, especially when I looked at him playing in Chelsea. For me, it was a matter of he was really good in Chelsea. And then sadly when he went to Real Madrid and him having to have so many injuries, less game time. I think even right now his contract has been reviewed to say, okay, he's gonna remain for the summer, just not sure after that and whatsoever. But I think him not getting enough time actually does frustrate him and lot. So I'm not sure about him, and I think in his state right now, if Real Madrid could actually start playing him more, giving more game time, and then we can actually see the same prime, not exactly as how he was in Chelsea, but I think right now he needs more game time to actually get that confidence back. So sometimes, with coaches and everything, we do have an effect on the players and everything.
100%.
So yeah, I think we need that. And also, man, KDB.
Yeah, no, of course, man. KDB will run that midfield. I feel like him picking out Lukaku, even though he can't trap a ball. It will be nice. It'll be good. But Lukaku will finish eventually. At some point, you give him 10 chances, he'll give you 3 goals, maybe, if you are lucky. But yeah, man, I really want them to perform well. Eden Hazard, though, however, he won't start at Madrid.
No.
There's Rodrigo there. There's Vinicius.
I think
he's not gonna start.
But I think right now he needs to start looking into finding a new team.
Yeah, he's probably going to
back
America.
Chelsea.
No, he won't go back.
Who knows? Who knows?
Because
I think when one of the with this media and everything, one of the things that he spoke about was how he's always been linked to Chelsea and all that. But at this point, he doesn't see himself going back to Chelsea again. But in my mind, I'm like, you're no longer the Eden Hazard that you were. So yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, look, in that case, it's a difficult one because no coach, especially in the elite teams, wants to take a risk on Hazard with his history now, with his injury history. So it's not gonna happen. I don't see it happening. I see him going to America or maybe a smaller La Liga side, like on loan or something. That's the only way I feel like if he wants more game time, that's the way he has to go about it. But if he's thinking he's gonna go back to Chelsea, I don't think so. And Chelsea will probably be looking into the next star.
What are your thoughts about Germany?
Germany, what I want to see is Jamal Musiala.
I'm a Yosef Mkuku fan.
Okay, yes, that's excellent. 17 years old.
Fan, 17 years old, and he's performing so well. So for me, I think in one of the Gemini squad that I'm excited is I'm like one of his fans right now that I actually want to see him.
We're back after the ad break.
We had an ad break, guys. We had an ad break, but we back at it. And yeah, man, I was talking to him before the ad break. It was just in between the ad break about what is it that most of these African players, they would rather prefer playing for European countries as compared to playing for African. You have, for example, Yosef Mkuku, who's, like I said, is one of my favorites. The reason why I'm gonna watch Germany games is because for me he's one of the good players so far. And why is it that they would rather choose the same thing also with Pogba and his brother and all these other teams and all that? Why does it happen?
I mean, I think it goes it's a deep-rooted thing. But as an excellent player, to be honest, I want the best chance at winning a medal. A World Cup medal. I want to be in a qualification stage. I want to be at the World Cup. And usually the best way to be in a World Cup is to be playing for a bigger team. Hence, you have the Boateng brothers. One play for Ghana,
one is
Germany. Now you have Inaki Williams, the Williams brothers. One is going to this World Cup with Spain. The other is going to the World Cup with Ghana. So it's just one of those things, but it also goes down to a personal choice, the pride.
Yeah, I think, but the main thing is who do I stand the chance to win?
Exactly.
To have that accolade in mind that I've won it and all that. And yeah, I mean, that's that. And also with Germany having, I think Jamal Musiala will be their engine for Germany there, because looking at Germany, I'm also not seeing them winning it, because with the last one, they left in group stages. They're already out in group stages.
Yeah,
so I'm also not seeing Germany going through. But especially let them play Spain. And let's see how they can tackle that.
I think Germany has a better chance than Spain.
In winning?
Yeah, much better chance than Spain. They have a more well-rounded team. We're talking experience, we're talking talent. If you look at the back, they've got the greatest goalkeeper right now, Neuer. Obviously that's debatable. Some might say Courtois, but Neuer is incredible. At the back line, they've got Nicolas Schürrle. They've got Gundogan in the middle of the field. They've got Thomas Muller to bring experience going forward. You've got Gnabry now, who's a lot more experienced. He's not 21 anymore,
But yeah.
You understand? So they've got the mixture there. I feel like they have a better chance. Unlike where when you go to Spain, then I'm like Morata.
Yeah, you have a problem with Morata. Morata, you know.
Morata is a good player, but he's not a number
player,
9 that you're like,
yes,
okay,
yes.
he's going to score,
score for the team and
goals
everything.
there by the World Cup.
Going to which team are we? I'm missing. Going to France. Obviously,
That's an excellent team.
obviously, we're looking at the fact that they will be trying their best. It's very rare that they're gonna win it because you can't have it's. I've never seen it where a team wins it consecutively twice.
Yeah,
I don't know,
no,
so
not
not
yet.
definitely. But like we said, they have a very star standard thingy. But what do you think? Not having the likes of Pogba, who's also in injury, and not also him, who's their guy,
Kante,
Kante,
N'Golo's gone as
yes,
well.
yes, and we've seen the impact of Kante in Chelsea. So what do you think is going to be the impact of him, not having him in
I think it's gonna be very minimal.
you think so? Seeing
Very
the likes of
minimal.
Saliba can
No, Saliba at the back,
Still
of
very young.
course, incredible. He's a monster. Saliba is an absolute monster. Greatest centre back in the world right now. You
because
can
he's
add me.
Arsenal.
No, you can add me. Give
Because
me
he's an
anyone.
Arsenal fan.
No. Give me
Because-
anyone. Anyone else. There's no one who's a better centre back right now. We're talking form, of course.
Yes,
No
yes,
one
yes,
is better
yes.
right now than Saliba. But France from back to front, there's no gaps. There's not a single gap. In midfield, you've got Camavinga. Of course, Camavinga has been playing, but he's an excellent midfielder. Who has been playing is Tchouameni. And Tchouameni does the job of N'Golo Kante,
Oh, yes.
but can also pass the ball. You understand? So he's a combination there. It's excellent there in midfield. When you go forward, oh my gosh.
Obviously.
Oh my god!
That
But I'm
you
gonna
cannot
say,
We
I'm just
cannot
gonna
say,
say,
yeah.
I'm not even gonna talk about Mbappe. Usman Dembele. He's come
Hey,
back.
He's come back.
He's
Yes,
not
he
injured.
has gained
He's playing
his
amazing
confidence,
under
yeah,
Xavi.
yes.
So
I think he has gained confidence, a lot of it. And it's really showing up for Barca very
course,
much.
of
He's actually doing
course.
so well.
the Ballon d'Or winner,
Ah,
Karim Benzema.
Yeah.
Where are they weak? Where? Where? Show me a weakness.
I guess, like you said, everyone is. But that's the thing. That's the thing with this too much stardom thing. They never get to a point where, like we said, we've got so many teams that we can they can actually give. Maybe obvious we're gonna see them going through the group stages and everything. Chances are even the 16 and everything. Can they make it to the final?
I think they've got it. Like, if France doesn't make it to the semi-finals, and then that's like the bare minimum. They should hit the semi-finals with the squad that they have.
Especially they haven't won it last. And then the last one
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah,
No, it's not 2 years. It's 4 years ago.
No, yeah, oops. No, 8.
Guys, it's 4 years. World Cup comes after 4 years. Did you know?
Oh, jeez. 4
Did
years
you
ago,
know
my
it
bad.
comes after 4 years?
Who won it in Russia?
It's them. It's
Was
France.
it?
Yes.
Yeah.
They are the ones who are going to be trying their best to maintain it. France won it. And they also won the just last
Nations
year,
League.
the Nations League against Spain. They also won
yes,
it.
yes.
So I think, like we said, in paper, France and also with the players, France are favorites with everyone. I've never been a French show. I've always been a Spain. No.
No. French or bonjour, mon ami, and all those. That's for
And
me.
that's for you.
No,
that's for
I don't
you.
see France losing. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a team out there that pound for pound, name for name on paper will take them on.
Most definitely, obviously, Neymar, Mbappe will continue being their top scorer.
You know?
He's just that guy is amazing. And like, going back to Africa, do you see any African? Before I can even choose any, I think we all said your money. Like
Yeah,
I
of
said,
course,
we all
Senegal
said your
over
money,
there.
Senegal. But injury and all that, I don't think he's even gonna play the first
I
game.
don't know
They are,
African bones. They'll heal immediately. Mane is going to play the first game.
You think he's gonna? No, I doubt he's gonna play the first game. But like, what do you think of any African country going
I don't
forward?
think there's any team out there that might upset. I think Ghana looks alright, but they have a lot of veterans. Andre Ayew is coming back. It's a good experience to have. But I don't think they have any superstars coming through. They have more, Mohamed Kudus plays for Ajax. He's doing alright. He's doing really well. Tariq Lamptey from Brighton, is a good right back. He's a superstar. He was playing for Tottenham, but of course, things play out like that. But they also have Inaki Williams, who's a stronghold of a striker. He's been doing amazing things in La Liga for the longest. He also has the longest period without an injury.
Oh yes.
He's been playing every single game since he joined Athletic. So you can imagine.
Yeah. So in you looking at it, you in Africa looking Senegal, Ghana.
I think for me, this is where I'm biased. I think Ghana, because Thomas Partey is there.
Oh,
You know, from Arsenal. So obviously, I'd love them to go far, of course.
And he's been doing so well for us now.
No, he's been incredible.
He's
I don't
been
think there's a
very
better
incredible
defensive midfielder right now in the
Yes,
Premier
yes,
League.
yes, he's been,
Yeah.
and he's been scoring too. So
Yeah, incredible goals, incredible goals.
Arsenal people, he just needs to highlight everything I speak about Arsenal players.
Of course,
We're not going to talk about the league. We're not going to talk about
Hey.
anything that has
Some
to
of
do
us
with
were on
Arsenal.
top. We are on top.
We are there. We are sitting there.
Yeah, but
And
anyway.
we just, you know, but like we said, the nicest part is, I think if we're gonna just sum it up and all that is, when we come back in January, the league is gonna change. Mr. Arsenal, a lot of players are gonna come back tired. A lot of players are gonna, hopefully not a lot of players are gonna come back injured, but there's gonna be a lot of impact with what this World Cup is gonna bring to. Maybe other teams are gonna be better, especially those players who are gonna have highlight, who's still relaxing, who's gonna be enjoying,
Yeah,
and you know who's gonna.
But like, for example, I feel like City will be the one that's most affected. City has 16 players in the World Cup, and the thing is,
That's
you
what
have
they
16
say.
players who are all starting. You
That's
see,
what I said with City. It's like everyone in City is
the starter in their country. Everybody, there's no one is eating
yeah,
paint.
yeah. So like we said, your favorites it's Portugal
And Belgium.
and Belgium. I still remain saying Argentina and Brazil and hopefully Senegal because of Africa obviously and all that. So
Yeah.
guys, like, yeah man,
Thanks,
thank you
guys.
thank you for coming
Thanks for
through.
having me, Sam.
I
Yeah.
really enjoyed him. He's gonna be back.
She didn't feed me this one because
I tried to give him
Nah,
water and he was
water.
like, he doesn't want to water. Nah, everything. He's on top of the table with
wow.
Arsenal and
this is just
everything.
hate.
But most definitely, we are gonna bring him back for Arsenal. No,
Oh, thank
when Arsenal drops points, we are gonna bring him back because we need to see how it feels, and we need to see expression, and we need to see everything that has to do with Arsenal. But thank you for tuning in, and
Thanks
thank
for
you
having
again
me.
having me.
This
And
was
most
an
definitely,
honor.
you guys must enjoy the World Cup. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna be binge watching every day. I've already spoken to the parents to say, can we not fight?
Oh wow! I'll only start watching the Senegal match. That's the first match I'm going to watch.
You
And that's
know-
on Monday.
Other than that, I think most of the time we'll be link ups with other people, other people's homes. We're gonna be invading because we need to watch football.
Yeah.
It's when our parents now start saying, "I just cartel manch."
Of course.
But there, guys, thank you for tuning to Game On with Sabina. Please don't forget to subscribe, to like, and comment, and tell us which team is your favorite, which country are you biased with? Because I know most of you is gonna be Argentina, it's gonna be Portugal, it's gonna be what?
England, maybe.
People are already packing the pilot for England.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But England, I am saying England might surprise you guys, might surprise you. But we know it's football at the end of the day. It always surprises you. What you think will not happen, happens.
Yeah.
So yeah. Hi. Thank you.